I would like to start with a little rant so that the rest of the video can be a bit more positive. Look, I don't think that Penguin Peak is a bad looking map or anything, but I think adding a Pelican Peak remake just a year and a half after its release was really unnecessary, and a better looking fresh new map would have done us much better. Or even a remake of an older map that people are tired of seeing so that it could be something refreshing. I am a little biased. I initially thought that Pelican Peak is not a strong capture the flag map overall, but this is not the part which makes me a little angry. I just can't help but think that some other map maker was robbed of a great opportunity because Valve decided to put in the quote-unquote same map twice within the span of 2 years. I highly believe that the selling point of this map was that the players are carrying penguins on their backs instead of the traditional intel, and that this became another phenomenon like our beloved seal from Selbia. Nonetheless, I couldn't spot anything bad about the map's visual side. But in the same fashion, I was not able to spot anything out of the ordinary that would make this map stand out from the general Smissmas map's rotation. The one thing that did surprise me in a good way was a fairly new idea of making the mercenaries run faster while on ice. It didn't give any particular advantages to anyone, but it added a little thrill while running down the lane to secure the intel. I also noticed people quite often using several ledges of the buildings to take shortcuts or outplay others, which was fun and really reminded me of the Badlands middle point ledges from a gameplay perspective. It's hard to put down my finger on what exactly makes me think this map is weird. I just couldn't find myself having lots of fun playing it. Maybe it's the fact that the map is filled with choke points, maybe that it doesn't have any distinct objects or places. In either way, it's not bad overall. I just think it wasn't the right time to add it to TF2. Now that my little rant is over, let's get busy with the rest of the maps. Cooter. Now, some of you might know that Payload Race is my absolute favorite game mode in TF2. Especially when the business is being conducted in my favorite map of all time, Pipeline. And unfortunately, not only Pipeline, but also the Payload Race game mode is rather unpopular. But on the bright side, this year brought yet another map to its arsenal. Cutter is a pretty large map that has lots of corridors that can lead you to different parts of the map, help flank enemies, as well as set up defenses in secret. It feels like you're pushing the cart in a tiny Christmas village. The skybox as well as the decorations make the map cozy, adding a little bit of warmth to the cold-blooded war that's happening between red and blue. The one thing that left a bitter taste in my mouth about the map was the amount of roofs that I wasn't able to jump on. Also, while playing, I accidentally got stuck passing through one of the tiny tunnels found under the bridge in the middle of the map. Valve, please fix. Thank you for 15,000 subscribers. We actually hit this milestone on the first day of Christmas, which is truly awesome timing. Please consider subscribing to hopefully reach a higher milestone next year. Overcast. The map that sparked controversy over their creators not giving credit to the many people whose assets were used to make it. Regardless of the drama, the map itself is rather decent. The best part to me about the map is that most classes can feel enjoyable to play. Scouts have plenty of places to jump around on, engineers have enough spots to secure their buildings, and snipers can still get some heads rolling. What sucked was that going for the point capture at any time really endangers you. And while it's uncommon for any King of the Hill map, I felt really threatened on this one in particular, resulting in me preferring to kill others trying to take it or assisting my team from a distance or high ground instead. At first I was a bit concerned that there is no indication offered by the capture point as to what team has it captured, until I noticed that the light beams coming from the lighthouse change colors depending on the team. And that is a really cool detail. I wish it also had some light bulbs or something on lower end of the lighthouse so that players wouldn't actually have to look so high up to see it, but it's cool nonetheless. Patagonia. Your favorite region from the southern end of South America. Patagonia is definitely my favorite map of the update. It's a stunning map that doesn't have any Christmas related objects that I noticed, but at the same time, it's a good reminder that every country celebrates Christmas different, and that Christmas isn't always filled with snow. One of the starting areas has a built-in mining cart track that you can explore. They really did not have to go this crazy with it, but they did, so big kudos for that. In fact, all of the spawning points, especially for the blue team, are just gorgeous. I really appreciate that the map makers allow people to climb into spaces that would most often be blocked off with an invisible wall in any other map, without usually good reason. I was able to finally get onto more roofs, which helped me traverse the map faster. The one thing that I found a little difficult was the second stage's last push. It's a little hard on the blue team, but not impossible, hence everything is alright with it. It reminded me a bit of trying to win a swift water round by the last point. In this map everything seems to be filled with detail, and it does not feel like any of the objects and decisions while making this map were made without intention. So the experience wasn't distracting, unlike in some other maps. Mole. Now listen, since I'm 1,000 years old, I've already played my fair share of Saxon Hail. And ever since it officially came out, I wasn't really interested. I tried it a couple of times and left it at that. A lot of it had to do with the maps though. I'm not saying any of them are bad, but I was hoping to enjoy some OG Saxon Hail type maps. And while it's really difficult to explain what makes, in my opinion, an OG Saxon Hail map, but Mole has finally brought that feeling back to me. Something about it just hits different. Maybe it was all the blocky parts of the map or the way that the high ground gameplay is portrayed. Anyways, I had a blast playing both, as the defenders as well as Saxon Hail. The map is beautifully put together, it does not lack detail and is very clearly put together for this game mode. I really wish most accepted maps had this level of detail. After all, we live in a time where only the best content can make it to the top. Why should TF2 be an exception? Surprised to say, but I would really want to give this map the second place in this update. If we had to exclude Patagonia due to its lack of Christmas, Mole would definitely take the top. Last, not least, but also just about average, Forteza. I am an avid attack defense enjoyer. Junction is one of my all-time favorite maps too, alongside Pipeline, even though it is being regarded as one of the worst. Forteza does not lack choke points and is a pretty small map, which reincarnates my love for Junction. It's a cozy looking map, which has 2 points that the blue team must capture to win the rounds. I found it very difficult to push the points, especially the last one. The general visual style of the map is great, however it lacks any detail and is quite boring across the entire map. There are no odd objects, places or mechanics that it can offer. From the gameplay perspective, it's quite fun. Sure, the choke points may make it hell here and there, but for some reason being stuck shooting through a gap between 2 buildings until one of the teams just gives in has its own factor of satisfaction. Forteza is an odd map, but I liked it. And with that, our yearly Smissmas map review is over. Thank you for tuning in for this entire year, happy holidays, I wish you all the best, and I'll see you next year. Subscribe! Bye! Oh god, I'm still sick. I think we should stop recording.